Good day to you all. I'm Cliff Anderson, the Propulsive Plant Matters Process Master, and this is a brief overview of what the KSN has accomplished in fiscal year 21, as well as what's on the plate for fiscal year 22 to aid in moving the needle for improving CVN maintenance. In front of you are the KSN's three key business practices: work control, material condition assessment process, and propulsive plant testing, as well as the added responsibility on process improvement of other items identified inside the propulsion spaces of our nuclear-powered warships. Shown here are three of the initiatives the KSN worked on in fiscal 21. The Work Control Initiative, involving ships force use of system transfer boundary tags, was successfully executed on the USS Abraham Lincoln and USS Nimitz availabilities. We will continue to see the use of this initiative in 2022 aboard Eisenhower, Roosevelt, Reagan, Vincent, and Truman, but NAVSEO 4 agrees with the KSN's submittal of wording to change the Joint Fleet Maintenance Manual to permanently allow usage of this practice during CNO availabilities. Knowledge capture and exchange regarding ETAGUST installation as part of the propulsion plant local area network upgrades on the Nimitz and Ford class was another focus item. Installation on Nimitz, Vincent, Roosevelt, Reagan, Ford, and Kennedy were improved as lessons learned from preceding installations were passed on and used by subsequent platforms. The merge capability in the application, however, is an item that the KSN will continue to track to completion for correction by PEO MLB by mid-2022. And finally, the material condition assessment process, as a key business practice, saw accomplishment of 2 peer assists during execution in fiscal 21 aboard Truman and Nimitz. The KSN will continue to apply significant efforts to maintain the effectiveness of this program throughout the fiscal year and beyond. The final 2 initiatives of interest in fiscal 21 are the reactor compartment access improvement and the integrated propulsion plant test program's duration in a docking plant incremental availability. The RC Access Initiative, which would allow shipyards to open or close reactor compartments without ship's force participation, is 90% complete in its development and approval. We expect to see its implementation aboard Roosevelt in her current availability near the end of the first quarter of fiscal 22. The Integrated Propulsive Plant Test Program improvement for docking plant incremental availabilities, where the KSN proposed the removal of the 14-day JIFM prep period, was canceled following discussions between the West Coast Type Commander and the Nuclear Propulsion Examination Board. The agreement between these two organizations regarding specified plant conditions for the examination resulted in the initiative's cancellation. This graph shows the combined metrics for initiatives, which were discussed on preceding slides, as well as the KSN drivers related to participation and commitment for the knowledge sharing network communications. The KSN has had robust participation between all 3 of the CVN maintenance yards test engineering departments, and these individuals are the focal points for the KSN. Now, reactor maintenance officers, while not official focal points, have also maintained a robust interest and participation in the KSN. And lastly, other parties such as PMS 312, the planning yards for both the Nimitz and Ford ship classes, our line leaders and executive steering committee members have all maintained active participation and involvement in the KSN over the past year. Our final slide highlights the 3 new initiatives of fiscal 22 above and beyond the notional key business practice maintenance efforts of the KSN. Our review of individual shipyard propulsion plant test programs began with Norfolk Naval Shipyard visiting Puget Sound Naval Shipyard and observing the Nimitz test program during the week of 4 October. The KSN will next visit the Gerald R. Ford in January of 2022 to observe and learn from the first PIA test program of the Ford class. And finally, the Eisenhower will be visited by the KSN in summer of 2022 to complete the review and observation. Throughout the year, we expect lessons learned and knowledge exchange between the shipyards as we discuss our individual test programs. The Work Control Initiative, previously discussed as the fiscal year 21 initiative, will continue to be used in availabilities in 2022 by both public yards, while the KSN submits formal Joint Fleet Maintenance Manual wording changes to the JIFM Change Control Board. And finally, the Propulsion Plant Matters KSN will take lead on 4 improvement initiatives suggested by the Steam Plant Initiatives Group of the Co-Yard KSN. Any one of these 4 initiatives has the potential for significant schedule or cost savings during CNO availabilities.